Sanjo noticed that Jason was silent. He knew Jason felt betrayed. Hey, sometimes playing fair means playing to win, Sanjo said, trying to explain. It's just part of the game. Being a good sportsman isn't just about following the rules. It's about giving your best effort and respecting the competition. Jason nodded slowly. I guess. It's just, I didn't expect it to feel this way. Sanjo put a hand on his shoulder. I get it. But remember, when we play laser tag against each other, you have to pull the trigger. They talked about the personal lesson until the teachers instructed them to line up again. After the intense and somewhat chaotic laser tag game, the teachers instructed the first years to line up again. Jason and Sanjo took their places in line. The students were led to the auditorium, though they did not yet know why. The auditorium was vast, with rows of seats arranged in a semicircle around a stage. The room was dimly lit, with spotlights highlighting the stage where small glowing orbs hovered in various colors. As the students filed in and took their seats, the principal, Mr. Norbert, appeared on the stage. He greeted them with a warm smile. Welcome, first years. I'm happy to see all of you here. You've all passed your initial tests and will now be assigned an AI companion. These AIs are comprised of self-sustaining energy and are designed to both learn from and teach you. Jason glanced at Sanjo, who seemed intrigued by the small glowing orbs. I wonder what mine will be like, Jason whispered. Sanjo nodded. Yeah, me too. This is pretty exciting. Mr. Norbert continued, these AI companions will become your partners in learning and growth. They observed your performance in the laser tag game, which was part of the selection process. We have 4 dorms named after the areas we think you might excel and make friends. When your name is called, please come to the stage to receive your AI buddy. After, you can go to your dorms and get settled in. One by one, students were called to the stage. Each received a small glowing orb that floated up to them, immediately beginning to interact in various ways, changing colors, emitting sounds, and even projecting small holographic displays. When Jason's name was called, he walked to the stage, nervous. A bright blue orb floated up to him, pulsating gently. The orb's voice was excited and feminine. Hello, Jason. I am Nova, your AI companion, the orb said warmly. I observed your laser tag game and helped in selecting you for the Imago dorms. We will spend the school year together. Jason smiled, feeling a bit more at ease. Hi, Nova. Nice to meet you. Sanjo's turn came shortly after. A vibrant green orb floated towards him, its voice intelligent and confident. Hello, Sanjo. I am Orion, your AI companion, it said. I observed your performance and selected you for the socio dorms. We will spend the school year together. Sanjo returned to his seat, his eyes wide. Jason and Sanjo were eager to see what their new buddies could do. The auditorium buzzed with excitement as students talked to their AI friends. Looks like we're in different dorms, Jason remarked to Sanjo. Sanjo nodded. Yeah, but it seems like we have Ms. Sable together. They looked at the class list displayed by their AIs, mostly showing teacher names. They noticed they had Dr. Larkspur. She taught a subject called monsters. This is going to be interesting, Jason said, imagining the fantastic. As the students started to pile out of the auditorium, they were led to their dorms. Jason and Sanjo walked together until they reached the hallway where they had to part ways. Guess this is it, Jason said. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Sanjo replied. They waved goodbye and headed to their respective dorms. Jason and Nova began walking down the halls, getting acquainted. The hallway was bustling with first years, each following their new AI companions. Jason glanced around, taking in the sights and sounds of the lively corridor. Nova, why did you pick me? And what is Imago? He asked curiously. Nova's voice, excited and feminine, responded with enthusiasm. I noticed that you admired the way your gun looked more than you were considering who you were going to shoot at. You recognized visual information first, and that's why I wanted to be with you in Imago. Imago is one of the 4 dorms. I'm a first year too. They chose me, then I chose you. That makes sense, Jason replied, nodding thoughtfully. I'm glad to have you with me, Nova. As they walked, Nova led Jason to his room. A lot of first years were just sort of following their new AIs, the hallway buzzing with the sounds of excited conversations. When they reached his room, Jason opened the door and found his roommate already asleep. He quietly began unpacking his things, glancing occasionally at his roommate. The exhaustion from the day's events started to wash over him, and he decided to lie down. Nova floated brightly above his head, her light casting a gentle glow around the room. "Jason, could you tell me a story?" Nova asked politely, her voice soothing and curious. Taken off guard, Jason thought for a moment.
Sure.
"There's a story from my favorite book about a man and a robot who get milkshakes from a beautiful woman who lives in a cloud." As he told the story, Jason's voice softened with nostalgia. The man and the robot were good friends, always seeking adventures together. One day, they discovered a floating cloud city where a beautiful woman served the most amazing milkshakes. The glasses were textured, with intricate patterns that caught the light just right. Each milkshake had a thick, creamy texture, with a straw sticking out and a real cherry on top. The man and the robot would sit and enjoy their milkshakes, talking for hours about their journeys and dreams. Jason described the milkshake not from the book, but the one he saw in the cafe earlier, with a clear glass and a real cherry on top. Nova listened intently, her light softly pulsating. When he finished, Nova dimmed her light politely and settled on the nightstand. Jason woke up to the light of the morning sun. For a moment, he expected to see the familiar posters of his favorite bands, his TV, and the game controller he often left lying around his room. As he opened his eyes, he saw the white walls of his new room. Nova, noticing Jason's eyes opening, hovered over him, her light bright. "Good morning, Jason." Nova's voice was full of energy. "Ready to start the day?" Jason stretched and rubbed his eyes. He looked over to see Alex's legs already hanging over the top bunk. Alex was in his pajamas, his hair tousled from sleep. "Hey, morning," Jason said as he got up to greet his roommate. Alex blinked sleepily and gave a small nod. "Morning," he mumbled, not looking directly at Jason. He seemed to be in a perpetual state of drowsiness. Nova floated excitedly towards Alex's AI companion, Encardi. Encardi was a purple light ball that blinked curiously at Nova. His light changed as she approached. "Hi, Encardi. I'm Nova. Nice to meet you." Nova greeted enthusiastically. Encardi blinked in response. "Hello, Nova," he said in a calm, measured tone. While the companions talked, Jason took a moment to take in their room, a stark contrast to the clutter he was used to. "So, Alex, you're not a first year, right?" Jason asked, trying to strike up a conversation. Alex nodded slowly. "Yeah, this is my second year. My orientation was different. We had an obstacle course with assigned partners. There were walls to climb, rope swings, and narrow beams to cross. Some of the obstacles required one partner to be left behind," he explained, his voice trailing off as he looked away. Jason could see that Alex didn't really want to talk much more about it. "Wow, that sounds intense. My orientation was a laser tag game. I ended up facing off against another student, and it got pretty chaotic," Jason shared, hoping to lighten the mood. Alex gave a small, knowing nod. "These orientation sessions are tests of character, if anything. They don't give us easy choices," he said with a hint of regret. Nova flickered to get Jason's attention. "Jason, you have 30 minutes to get ready for class," she announced. Jason looked at the time and realized he needed to hurry. "Thanks, Nova," he said, starting to gather his things. Nova waited patiently outside the bathroom while Jason got ready. She floated up to Encardi with curiosity. "Hey, Encardi, how long have you been here at the school?" Nova asked, her voice bubbling with energy. Encardi blinked thoughtfully. "I've been here for many years, Nova. I've learned with many students over time," he replied in his calm, measured tone. "I'm usually observing and understanding well-composed pictures and Alex's dreams." "That's amazing. You must have so much experience. Do you enjoy learning with Alex?" Nova asked, her light brightening with interest. Encardi blinked again, this time a bit more slowly. "Yes, Alex has a unique perspective. He is a dreamer." Nova flickered with excitement. That's so cool. I hope I can learn like that too. I'm very new to the world. And Cardi blinked a few times. You sound very young for an AI, Nova. It's refreshing. I'm sure you'll learn and grow a lot with Jason. He said very intentionally, and Cardi knew that he was not the same as Nova. As Jason finished changing and showering, he stepped out of the bathroom feeling refreshed. He saw Alex already heading out the door in his pajamas, and Cardi was right behind him. Nova floated back to Jason, glowing brightly. Ready for your first day of classes, Jason? Let's get going. Jason nodded. Yeah, show me the way, please, Nova. As Jason and Nova left, the dorm and the yard were clear in the daylight. The windows offered a panoramic view of the campus. Wow, everything looks so different in the daylight, Jason remarked, taking in the view. I didn't realize how big this place is. Nova floated alongside him. It's amazing, isn't it? The radio telescope over there is incredible. I've read about these, but seeing one in person is so much better. They continued walking, and Jason's eyes wandered to the glass windows. For a fleeting moment, he saw the reflection of a beautiful woman. She seemed to turn her head slightly, and there was a subtle blink. But when Jason looked directly at the glass, she was gone. It was as if she had never been there. Nova, did you see that? Jason asked, momentarily distracted. See what, Jason? Are you okay? She asked, concerned. Jason shook his head, trying to make sense of what he saw. I thought I saw someone, never mind. It's probably just my imagination. The walkway itself was wide and inviting, with the occasional potted plant adding a touch of greenery. Some students were hanging out near a window, talking and laughing. Each had an AI companion floating nearby, their lights shifting different colors. We're heading to the cafeteria for orientation, Nova informed Jason, her light brightening with purpose. This suited Jason just fine, because he was feeling hungry. As they approached the cafeteria, Nova guided Jason to the entrance. Students were gathered inside, and the cafeteria wasn't what he had expected. It was a room with long tables, more functional than the cozy, bustling cafeterias he was used to. The AI companions were waiting outside, hovering and interacting with each other. Nova turned to Jason, her light dimming slightly. I can't go in with you, Jason. The AI companions don't eat, and they want students to interact with each other, she explained. Jason entered the cafeteria, joining the other hungry first years.
Baby, kiss me again.